What Ryan Reynolds, has seemingly done, right, is used his power and influence to not only help Blake Lively take over this movie.
Okay, who owns the production company? Who owns the next movie script? I am going to invest myself everywhere. I'm going to be doing your movie premiere. I'm going to be doing promos and making fun of you.
Ryan?
Yep.
You want to take a break?
From Blake? Sure.
In a shocking turn of events, rumors are swirling that Ryan Reynolds has been dropped from the Deadpool franchise. The actor, who has become synonymous with the wisecracking anti-hero, was gearing up for the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, cracking jokes, dominating marketing campaigns, and fueling fan excitement. But now the internet is ablaze with speculation that Marvel and Disney may have severed ties with him. Could this career-shaking decision be linked to a lawsuit involving his wife, Blake Lively? Has Reynolds' off-screen drama finally caught up with him? The controversy is snowballing fast, and if true, it could change the future of Deadpool and the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe forever. For years, Disney and Ryan Reynolds haven't always been on the same page, largely due to Deadpool's R-rated humor clashing with Disney's family-friendly image. However, insiders claim that this time, the issue runs much deeper. Reports suggest that Reynolds wasn't just causing friction on set, he was allegedly trying to sabotage Justin Baldoni, the actor-director currently embroiled in a high-profile legal battle with his wife, Blake Lively.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
Oh boy.
When an A-list actor starts using their influence in personal feuds, studios tend to take action. If recent reports are to be believed, Marvel may have stepped in so aggressively that Ryan could be permanently out of the MCU. Social media erupted when speculation first arose about Marvel allegedly firing Reynolds. Fans quickly split into two camps. One side refused to believe it, arguing that Deadpool is too valuable a franchise for Marvel to risk losing. After all, Reynolds has become synonymous with the character, but others weren't so sure, pointing out that Disney has cut ties with major stars before when controversy struck. Jonathan Majors, anyone? With Ryan now deeply entangled in the Baldoni-Lively legal drama, some are beginning to wonder if he finally crossed a line.
All agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
That Marvel simply couldn't ignore. Things get even messier when you factor in Reynolds' longtime friend and Deadpool and Wolverine co-star, Hugh Jackman. Fans are eager to know where Jackman stands in all this. Is he backing Ryan, or is he distancing himself? More importantly, does he even know the full extent of this scandal? While many questions remain unanswered, what's clear is that the internet is relentless, and this controversy is only gaining momentum.
No. It's not every day a guy gets to interview the love interest of his best friend's wife, and the guy trying to replace Ryan as a husband, and me as his best mate.
Holy shit.
At the heart of the drama is Blake Lively's lawsuit against Baldoni, which has sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Her claims paint Baldoni as a manipulative filmmaker who allegedly engaged in workplace misconduct during the production of It Ends With Us. However, Baldoni's team has hit back hard, pointing out inconsistencies in her allegations, and even proving that some of her claims, like the infamous intimacy coordinator scandal, were fabricated. But here's where things take an even darker turn. Industry insiders suggest that Ryan Reynolds was the mastermind behind a smear campaign against Baldoni, all while keeping his own name out of the spotlight. Baldoni's legal team has receipts alleging that Reynolds used his power and Hollywood influence to orchestrate Baldoni's downfall. According to court documents, Reynolds not only helped Lively gain control of It Ends With Us, but also pressured WME, his own agency, into blacklisting Baldoni. Meanwhile, Marvel reportedly became furious upon realizing that Reynolds was using Deadpool 3 to mock Baldoni in thinly veiled ways. Specific character choices like nice pool and dog pool appear to be direct jabs at Baldoni's persona. If this was truly Reynolds' way of getting personal revenge through a billion-dollar blockbuster, it's no wonder Marvel may have decided to cut him loose. Ryan Reynolds, both a producer and writer, played a significant role in the third sequel, and the timing of this happening while It Ends With Us was filming raises many questions. His actions appear calculated, as if he knew people would eventually catch on to his subtle jabs. However, what he likely didn't anticipate was the current backlash against him. Perhaps he assumed the references would merely become viral memes, something the internet would laugh about before moving on. What he didn't foresee was how the situation would escalate, turning the focus back onto him in a way he couldn't control. Instead of a passing joke at Justin Baldoni's expense, the narrative has completely flipped, putting Reynolds under intense scrutiny. Regardless of where one stands in this controversy, it's hard to deny that Reynolds went overboard with these scenes. After making several condescending remarks through his work, he then ensured that his wife, Blake Lively, filed a staggering 163-page lawsuit filled with bizarre claims yet lacking substantial evidence. Many who once saw Reynolds as one of Hollywood's most charming figures now find his actions unsettling. Legal expert Brian Friedman even argued that Reynolds' intent went beyond mocking Baldoni. He was also undermining his own wife's credibility by turning a real-life scandal into entertainment.
To me, he tried to get Justin Baldoni dropped from WME multiple times before they did, okay? So all of those articles that came out when Justin got dropped and they were denying that Ryan Reynolds had anything to do with it, those were PR teams that were working overtime behind the scenes, likely their PR team. Leslie Sloan, it's not true. No, it's never, that is a fact.
When examining the details, it becomes apparent that many of the so-called jokes had deeper implications than just humor. Some of Deadpool 3's jokes appeared to take direct aim at Baldoni, with feminist-themed humor mocking his image as a male ally. The snapping back pregnancy remark seemingly referenced Lively's claims that Baldoni body-shamed her postpartum, while the intimacy coordinator gag alluded to already debunked accusations against his team. Legal expert Brian Friedman argued these weren't coincidences, but a deliberate attempt to humiliate Baldoni under the guise of Marvel-style humor. However, Reynolds isn't the only one facing backlash. Lively also drew criticism during It Ends With Us press tour, particularly for her tone-deaf remarks in an interview with host Kirsty, who had struggled with fertility. Marvel was eventually drawn into the controversy. Initially, executives dismissed concerns, given Deadpool's history of edgy humor. However, when Baldoni's legal team hinted at lawsuits, the studio took notice. Known for avoiding legal trouble, Marvel grew uneasy upon realizing the extent of Reynolds' personal vendetta. While some jokes remained, insiders claim harsher ones were cut before release. To minimize backlash, Marvel shifted interviews to focus on the film's multiversal themes while subtly distancing themselves from Reynolds' creative influence. The fallout from Reynolds' actions is escalating, with speculation that Marvel sees him as a liability. Rumors of his removal from future projects are growing, especially as the scandal snowballs. If Marvel had confidence in him, they likely would have defended him, but their silence speaks volumes. Meanwhile, Baldoni has remained composed, with legal experts suggesting his quiet approach was strategic to avoid overshadowing It Ends With Us. Now, with Marvel entangled in the mess, the real question is, can Reynolds' reputation recover, or has his nice guy persona finally unraveled?